Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I was lucky enough to have received a lovely email from a lady called Eva who works with OHUHU, and she wanted to know if I wanted to share that 120 set of Honolulu markers from them. I was so excited I jumped at the chance to show you these because you know that I've been using them because my hands hurt, I have pain in my hands, and by putting a base down I can use my pencils over the top and not have to work so hard. In fact, there's only one page ever that I've done completely with the OHUHU markers, and that was in this gorgeous book, Cute Mandalas by Apsy, and I did this one, and that was completely with OHUHU markers. I have the OHUHU set, which are the oval ones, and they're round. I've got the 320 set, the big set that they do, but they are just, they are bullet tip and chisel tip. So bear that in mind. So let's get in and have a look at this box of deliciousness. So I've got several pens out to the side of me, so this is not completely full. And that's so that I can do some blending with you and we can test those out. But let's have a look at the gorgeousness that comes inside. So this is how they come. There's 4 little sections, and I did try to order them, but my brain is too tired, clearly. And yeah, I'll show you. I messed up. So this is what they look like. Let's take the black one out, for example. So on the Honolulu series, on the caps, there are little nubs here, so that when you put them on the desk, they won't roll off. And because we're quite quick with our alcohol markers, aren't we, to change colours and things. So that's really cool. These ones have brush tips. Now, what I love about these is that the brush tip is really controllable. It is not so flexible that it goes all over the place, which is perfect for our colouring books. And my shaky hands, I have terrible shaky hands, and I can still keep control of these really well. And then on the other side, instead of the bullet tip, you get the little precision bullet tip. So, you know, we've got, we can get into those teeny tiny spaces and really enjoy our colouring. So on the barrel, they have silver writing. I'll tilt it like that. You've got the brush side indicated here, and then the fine tip indicated here. They say OHUHU art marker. They don't indicate that they're the Honolulu series, but that's okay. Yeah, so there's 120 colours, this being the last one. And then, of course, you get your colourless blender, which helps lift colour out. And you get the brush and you get the little nib. So it actually doesn't blend, it takes colour out. So what else do we get in this gorgeous little packet? We have got a plastic film that you can put under your sheet to protect the pages behind, and then it comes with a gorgeous little book explaining all about the Honolulu series. Okay, now it does come with swatch charts that are similar to these. This is my 320 set. However, I tried to film this earlier and I really messed it up. I was obviously just too tired, and yeah, I messed it up. So I have made us a swatch chart that we're going to do together. But there's a couple of important things that I want to talk to you about before we go any further. Firstly, if you go onto OHUHU's website, you can now buy the pens individually. You can also buy replacement nibs. So you can buy the bullets, if I'm correct, and you can buy the brush ones that are correct, replaceable, and they're reversible. So if this phrase, it can be replaced, that's incredible. That's really, really good to have that option. Not only that, but when Eva messaged me, I said, I know what people will be interested in, and that is, can we refill them? So she kindly sent me 5 refills. Now I've already opened this one in my attempt to film the last video, and obviously these are not going to need refilling because they're brand new, but you can buy refills now. She said they're not advertising them widely because they are in really high demand, and they, yeah, I think that was it, just that they're in really high demand and they sell out. Yes, you can. Replacement brush nibs of the Honolulu series. You can replace those. They're $9.99. They're also available on Amazon. So this refill has 16 refills in it. So you can use your pen 16 times over before you would need to replace it, the ink again, or your nibs. And it just means that our pens will go forever. So this means that these pens, which are much more budget friendly, are really going to give a run for the money for the Copics, aren't they? Because, and the touch markers, they're refillable. But I was so impressed with how they come. They're quite dinky replacements, aren't they, really? Okay, so these gorgeous pens. Now, I was offered an affiliate link, but I'm not going to put the affiliate link in. I'm just going to put what I can find on Amazon, and I'm going to link you directly to OHUHU because, excuse me, the OHUHU prices are really, really good. So what's exciting about this is you can get these pens in 320 colours. That's everything. You'll have every colour. 216, 120, 48, or you can buy 36 skin tones, 48 mid-tones, 48 pastel colours, 96 pastel colours. Yeah, the range is extensive. They've got the greys, they've got like the skin tones. Let me have a look. And yeah, so pastels, greys, skin tones. This set from OHUHU, because I couldn't find it on Amazon, the 120, retails at £59.32. That's the exchange rate as from today. That's sterling. And if you buy them from them, let me just go back on. I'm sorry I'm waffling a lot. I just want to get all the detail in. They're $99. $99, or, like I said, £59.32 UK pounds sterling. So what else can we do? Not a lot. Right. What I have to do now, before I can bring my swatch chart into you, which is the one I've made, I need to go off and order them because, and the reason for that is that my brain, I can't pull them out. I'm just going to annoy you. So what I'm going to do is pull out the series of yellows and we'll swatch those. Then I'll pause and you won't even notice the cuts in the video, but that way I can do it without driving you mental while I'm trying to swatch these beauties. One last thing is I use behind my pages, this is a thick piece of acetate I brought from Amazon. It's just an A4 sheet of acetate. I always put it behind my pages in my colouring book to stop any bleed through. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. It's just a thick piece of acetate. All right. I'm going to go and select all the colours that we need for this first one. And then I will be back very quickly and we will be zoomed in and ready to do our swatching. See you in a second. Okay, ready to start swatching. This will be the third time I've started to try and do this film, this swatching. I messed up the charts that OHUHU sent. The next colour chart I started to record with you and then I realised that in editing it, it cut out a load of the colours. I don't know. So I've laid them out in order so that I can just get on with it and do it. So I'm just going to go for it. So what I was saying to you all while I was doing this was that they were beautifully juicy. And I was just going to pick up the pens as they come out. So whether it's bullet nib or brush nib, so you can see them both without me stressing about which side I've got out, if that makes sense. And then we're going to do a bit of blending. That's what I was trying to tell everyone. And it just, I don't know, I'm tired, and so I think it just got too much for my brain. And then my brain didn't work. So I've had to sort the pens and lay them in order, ready to just pick up and go. Double check it, because I keep getting it wrong. Anyway, they are gorgeous pens. Enough of my moaning and my problems. They are really beautiful. The colours, I do notice they do match with the set that I mentioned earlier, the 320 set that I had. The OHUHU, I think it's called. The colours do, but the codes don't. So there is a blue-grey, which I'll show you later on as an example of the colours that overlap. And some, you know, I think they'll all be the same. It's just because they're the Honolulu series that they will have changed the codes. So if you're looking to buy refills for yours, if you put the colour in, maybe that'll come up if you search it on their website, you know? So, for example, if you put salmon pink in, like this one is, then hopefully it'd come up and you'd be able to use the refills. Because I don't particularly want to replace my 320 set of markers, because that's just such a waste, isn't it? But I think what I'll do is, as I buy refills for them, as I need refills for the set, I obviously won't replace these colours. I'll use these colours. When those have run out, I'll use these colours instead, is what I'm saying. We're going into our pinks and reds. I can replace the nibs on the pens that I do have. So, yeah, so it's been trials and tribulations trying to get this video to you. It would have been up a lot earlier had I not. We've had new internet fitted, which is much faster, so it's going to make it easier for editing and uploading and things. But then I couldn't get my printer to pick it up. I was nearly demented. So my husband was downstairs working it out. Within I'd spent like 2.5 hours trying to faff to get this. Oh, that's a nice colour. Old red. That's beautiful. Yeah, trying to get the printer up so that I could get this swatch sheet out. And I shouted down to my husband and said, can you help me? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Within seconds, he'd done it. He just pressed the thing on the router, a button on the router. I pressed the button on the printer and away I went. That was that. So sometimes you just have to admit that you need help. And tonight was one of those nights, folks. Look at these beautiful pinks. Love that mauve shadow. Now that I know is in that pastel set that the little pastel set that I had. So yeah, so I think I mentioned that the 320 set you'd have every colour in it. But if you can't afford that, because it is pricey, you can buy the little sets as you go along. And build up like that. And at least you know you can refill them and replace nibs and things. So you're not, if you invest, you're not going to have to reinvest. Does that make sense? So once you've purchased them, these barrels are going to last forever, aren't they? They're plastic. Unless you like drive over it or something. So you can keep that, but you know that you can just buy nibs if you need them. Oh, look at the pastel pink. Beautiful Caucasian skin tones. What was I saying? Yeah, so you can just replace the bits you need instead of keep throwing things away. And it's expensive. I mean, can you imagine having to replace this whole set all the time just because you've run out of 4 or 5 of your favourite colours? Yeah. So OHUHU have nailed it, as far as I'm concerned. To be able to refill, replace nibs. It's absolutely perfect. Just what we were all looking for. And that's what, other than the quality, obviously, Copics was so popular about the Copics. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed. They're juicy, they're easy to use. And we will do a blend test shortly where we'll play. I'm just trying to get these beautiful colours down so you can see. I was going to do away with the swatch and just come back on and say, I've messed it up over and over again, here are the colours, but I can't do that to you guys. We've got to sit and play, haven't we? So I am going to have to cut in a minute because these colours were the only colours that I could fit on my desk in order, so I didn't mess it up yet again. Vivid pink. That's definitely a vivid pink. So that's as far as I've got. I'm going to dump those back in the case. I'm not even going to attempt this time, now I've got this far, to try and pick them out of the case and do it while I'm talking to you. I just cannot do it. So what I'm going to do is cut here. I'm going to line up the rest of the blues, the greens and the greys that are left, and we'll get going. We'll finish the swatch and then we'll do some blending play. All right, see you in a second. They're all lined up in front of me, ready to go. Oh my goodness, what? Even then, on my swatch sheet, I missed a colour. Oh, I missed two colours, black and glass green. I mean, what is going on with my brain? So, sky blue. I'm not going to second guess myself. I'm just going for it. I'm going to put them to one side. I've double checked them. And I'm going to stop frustrating myself by double checking and faffing and I think it's I don't know, it's definitely dyslexic traits, but I've never been diagnosed with anything. They did question it when I was at college, and they did say they thought I was dyslexic, but because I've had a few tests, but I didn't it was never officially diagnosed, if you know what I mean. So what I do is buy the towers, the stacking towers, and I put them in order. And the lids click on nice and firmly. Yeah, put them in order, and then I can just see from that, and usually just use the codes. It's not the names that I use because that throws me. As you see from my colouring pencils, most of my colouring pencils have numbers, stickers on the end so that I can find them easy. Look at these blues, and we haven't even got into the light ones yet. Gosh, they are gorgeous. I haven't found one pen so far that we've used that is scratchy or dry, not working properly, has a fault. I haven't found anything like that. They are, oh, look, sorry. I'm just going to have a little bit of love for the Blue Grey 3. Now, that's the one I was telling you about. We used, yeah, this was the OHUHU set that I used, the OHUHU, I think that's how you pronounce it, that we use in the RJ page. And that is exactly the same colour, this one. There, exactly the same colour as that one, and that's MG011 on the OHUHU set, and it is BG3 on this set. So much simpler codes on this set. But yeah, so if you're thinking of topping up your set and you want the brush markers, you know, have a look at the different sets they've got, the different ranges. Because the colours are the same, it's just the codes are different. That will probably be indicative of each different set. So that's how they identify them. And on this set, obviously, we haven't got the full range of colours. So if you're looking at the codes and thinking, well, the codes are all jumbly and they don't make any sense, this will be BG07, which will be blue-green, I'm assuming. And this is forest green. And then if you had the 320 set, they kind of they make so much more sense. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Oh, there's another gorgeous one. That's pigeon blue. Look at that. It's just that subtle grey with a hint of that beautiful blue. Turquoise blue. I love that mint blue. Look at that. That's absolutely stunning. My favourite colours, pink, and then these very pale teals. Emerald green. Vivid green. And then we've got a really nice selection of, we've got warm greys, cool greys, blue greys, neutral greys, green greys, which is just lovely to have. I'm really impressed, actually. I love, so I've got a brush one out finally. It's just a stroke, look at that. So you can do really fine lines, or you can do bigger areas with the brush. It's up to you. Sugarcane. Ooh, that's a nice dark green. Look at that. And then I'm going to have to try and find colours that we can do a blending test with, because OHUHU says that they have seamless blends. So we will see. And I am not an expert by any means at using alcohol markers. Absinthe. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So if I can do it, then you will be able to do it. So we will see. We'll put that claim to the test, but I know they do blend well with my older set that I've got. Maybe I'll have to do another page in that book with just the alcohol markers. What do you think, folks? Let me know. Shall we do a whole page with just alcohol markers and no pencils? That's sad. But it would be fun to try, wouldn't it? If I get enough of you comment and say, yes, please do an alcohol marker page, I will do that. We could do it in that mandalas book that I've shown you. Bronze green. Oh, that's nice. So very olivey. Deep olive green. Look at these colours, folks. Oh, my goodness. Now, you'll see in a minute the importance. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Spectrum green. The importance of me adding glass green in. Just make sure I've got it right. Dim green, this one is. That's a nice colour too. And then this glass green. You wait till you see this colour. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. Okay, we're into our greys. So I'm going to move us over onto this column here. And we've got the blue greys. So this is blue grey 3. And I've only put I've put the code in, but I haven't put blue grey every time. So blue grey 3 that was. This is 5, 9. And then somehow randomly, because I've kept it in the OHUHU order that they sent, there is this pink, which is a vivid something purple. Neutral grey 3. And you should, when they dry, you'll definitely be able to see the difference in colours. It's fascinating, actually, how many greys there actually are. So that was 6, 7. These are going to be almost like black. They're going to be that dark. But if you put it next to a black, you'd definitely be able to see the difference. Now we're into our green greys. Green grey 1. These are beautiful colours. I love these green greys and the blue greys. They're just stunning. And they're great for putting pencils over the top because they're not too dark. Okay. Green grey 5. Green grey 9. There we go. We'll let them dry, but you'll definitely be able to see the difference between, that one's almost black, isn't it? But you can see the difference if you put it next to a black. Okay, cool greys. We've got a very pale one, 00 cool grey. Look at that. That is gorgeous, almost silver. Beautiful, beautiful colours. Then cool grey 4. 5. 7. Now I don't know in the 320 set if they rise numerically, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if they jump like this. I'm not sure. Cool grey 8 and cool grey 9. So that should almost be black. There we go. And then we've got our warm greys, which are beautiful. That's warm grey 1, warm grey 3, warm grey 4, and warm grey 9, sorry. So that jumps straight. So that's going to be almost black. And then we do have our black. So we'll put our black in. There you go. Now, when they're dry, when they're completely dry, you'll definitely, if there's black down at the bottom, you'd definitely be able to see the difference. I think the only one you probably wouldn't is that neutral grey 9 and green. Well, no, you would with green grey. Okay. So that's all our colours. Aren't they stunning? Look at those greens and blues. I'm a bit miffed about the yellows. I would have liked a really nice, soft yellow and a really vivid, bright yellow. But it isn't. I love the pinks. There's some nice browns in there. Some very unique colours. I love these. The pigeon blue, I love that. You know I love the blue greys. I don't know why that one's not over there. Well, it says blue grey 3. And then we've got blue grey over here. But it's definitely a different colour. Aren't they gorgeous? So I'm just going to cut here. And I'm going to select some pens to do a blend test with on a piece of paper. And we'll see how we get on. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be back with some different colours that we can blend together. See you in a sec. Okay, I've selected some colours that I think will blend really well for this little test of ours. I've got the warm greys, so I've got warm grey 1, warm grey 3 and warm grey 4. So I'm going to start with the darkest and I'm going to use the brush end because that's what I find easiest. So I'm going to do a little patch of warm grey darkest 4. Then we're going to go into warm grey 3 and I'm overlapping that edge and bringing that out. I've got some more controversial colours to try and blend and we'll see how it goes. Brush tip. Ooh. Okay, we'll let that dry. Let's move those to one side. Then I've got some greens. So I've got G2 Vivid Green, GY2 Grass Green, and GY1 Pale Green. So let's try these. Nice. And then in with our paler colour, let's see how that responds. You can go back over the whole thing with the pale colour, that'll help blend it all. We should do that with the greys to give them a hope to be fair to them. Let's do that. We go over the whole thing with our palest colour. Let's let that dry because I've wet that quite a lot. Gone right the way through, as you can see. Right, let's try these blues. So I've got Napoleon Blue. I've got Brilliant Blue, and I've got Cerulean Blue. I don't know if this will work. Let's try. So this is Napoleon. Then our next colour. I think I've got them in the right order. If not, ooh, I love playing with stuff like this, don't you? It's what keeps the hobby alive, isn't it? Right. Oh, and then in with Cerulean Blue. That's quite a jump. So if that works, let's go over the whole lot. That's going to be incredible. Let's see. So I haven't selected any red, so I suppose I could do that when we're on camera. But the reason I didn't do it on camera is because I don't want you sitting, waiting while I try and find the right colours. So I try and keep them in sort of family order. So if we went sort of orange reds, we could go from red to orange, couldn't we? So if I can find cherry pink, cherry pink, which is R5, can I find it? R5. And then if we jump to... let's try. Y5, Rouge Orange, if I can find it. Wait now. She says. This is why I didn't want to do it on camera, because I cannot find them. See, I just can't, my brain just won't there's so many numbers and colours, I can't do it. It's R6 and R7. R7 is old red. I'm just trying to pull what I can find now. And we've got R5, which was cherry pink. That might be okay. And then we need something in the middle. What's that one? That's R6. That might work. Let's try that. So we've got that old red while we're just waiting for those blends to dry. Then we've got this red, which is R6. Can't read it off there. Rose red. That might be too much of a jump, but we'll see. And then we've got this one, which is a cherry red. Now those two blend beautifully. So let's go back over that, soak that. What do you think, folks? Okay, so they're more or less dry, those blends. Look at that. And I like the fact that they blend beautifully. You can still see that beautiful transition in colour from dark to light. This one might need a bit of a helping hand. So let me go back over with that middle tone. There we go. Let that dry. That's going to come out okay. When that dries, that's going to look really cool. That's a really nice combination, actually. What do you think, folks? I love them. I think I love the brush tips on them. I think they're amazing. The fact that you can refill them, the fact that you've got all these colours and yet you can top up with different sets. So you don't have to go out in one go and buy the 320 set. You can buy them in stages, refill them, change the nibs, buy them individually. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I am really happy. I will put the links down for OHUHU's website in the description box, and also what I can find on Amazon. I do think, I could be wrong, but I do think that OHUHU website, buying them from them, if you're in certain countries, obviously, is cheaper. But you might get like duty tax or whatever if you're importing them from a different country, if you're not buying through Amazon. So bear that in mind. Anyway, folks, I've played and I've managed to get it out. It's 10 to 12 at night. It has taken me all evening because of the internet and the various things that went wrong. So I'll turn them around like that, so maybe you can get there. Right? No, you can't. There we go. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you want to colour along in that little mandalas book, and we can do it all in markers. Or if you'd prefer me to do another RJ page and use them as a base, and we'll put pencils over them. Either way, I'm going to use them because I need to test them out, and we need to be fair to OHUHU, who's kindly sent them to us to use on the channel. So I really want to do that for them. So let me know which book you'd like to see a whole page done with just markers, or you want them as the base and a bit of blending maybe in an RJ page. All right then. And so until we meet again in the very near future, take really good care of yourselves, my friends, and I'll see you very soon. Night, night.